Forged and Risen Gold, Episode 7, Slow the Game Down. Welcome to Forged and Risen Gold. Short, powerful resets to ground your mind, sharpen your focus, and get you back on track. Before we go any further, if you're serious about building discipline, structure, and identity, books, systems, and full podcast episodes are at forgedandrisen.com. Good morning or good evening, depending on when you're hearing this. This is your moment. Take a breath. Today's message is simple, but if you understand it, it will change how you move through everything in your life. Slow the game down. If you've ever played sports, you know exactly what that means. When the pressure hits, everything feels fast. Too fast. The moment feels bigger. Your heart starts racing. Your breathing gets tight. And if you're not careful, you start rushing. You start forcing things. You start reacting instead of seeing. And that's when mistakes happen. In baseball, you see it all the time. A hitter steps into the box, big moment, runners on base, game on the line, and instead of seeing the pitch, they rush. They swing too early. They chase outside the zone. They try to do too much. Why? Because the game sped up on them. But the best players, the ones who separate themselves, they do something different. They slow it down. They breathe. They settle in. They see everything clearly. The pitch doesn't speed up. Their mind slows down, and that's what creates control. This one hits me on a personal level because this is what I used to tell my son when he was playing baseball. I'd look at him in those moments, and I'd tell him, slow the game down. Not louder, not complicated, just that. Because I knew if he could slow his breathing, if he could settle his heart rate, if he could stop rushing the moment, everything would open up. He'd see the ball better. He'd make better decisions. He'd play with control instead of emotion. And that lesson never left me because this isn't just about sports. This is about life. Life speeds up the same way. Pressure hits. Decisions stack. Stress builds. And before you know it, you're reacting to everything. You rush conversations. You rush decisions. You rush your day. And when you rush, you lose clarity. You stop seeing the full picture. That's where mistakes happen. That's where bad decisions happen. That's where people fall back into old patterns because they didn't slow it down. When you slow the game down, you create space. Space to think. Space to see. Space to choose instead of react. And that's power. That's control. That's discipline. I still apply this today, every day. When pressure hits, when things stack up, when I feel everything speeding up, I slow it down. I control my breathing. I bring my heart rate down. I stop rushing. And then I see everything differently. I see the whole field. That's what I call having the third eye, not reacting to what's right in front of you, but seeing everything, seeing the options, seeing the consequences, seeing the bigger picture. Most people don't see the whole field because they're moving too fast. They're emotional. They're reactive. They're locked into the moment instead of rising above it. But when you slow it down, you gain awareness, and awareness changes everything because now you're not reacting. You're choosing. You're not just moving. You're executing. You're not surviving the moment. You're controlling it. That applies to everything: business, relationships, decisions, stress. You don't react immediately. You slow it down. You think. You respond with control. Something goes wrong. You don't spiral. You slow it down. You assess. You adjust. You move forward. That's how disciplined people operate. Not rushed. Not emotional. Controlled. Because when you control the pace, you control the outcome. And here's the truth. Most people aren't losing because they're not capable. They're losing because they're rushing. Too much. Too fast. No control. And that creates mistakes. But when you slow it down, you move better, you execute cleaner, you think sharper, you respond smarter. And over time, that compounds. That's how you separate yourself. Not by doing more, but by doing it with control. So the next time pressure hits, the next time life speeds up, the next time you feel overwhelmed, remember this: slow the game down. Control your breathing, control your mind, control your movement, and then execute. Because when you do that, you don't just survive the moment, you own it. Take a breath. If this hit you, don't just listen to it, apply it. And if you're ready to go deeper, to build real discipline, real structure, real identity, go to forgedandrisen.com. That's where the books are. That's where the full podcast lives. That's where the work begins. This is Forged and Risen Gold.